Chocolate chip. Oh, yeah.
Welcome back. The issue of the border is the single most important issue of any administration, any presidency at any time in history. But right now, we've got an administration that's leaving the border completely open when they know drugs are coming in, trafficking's happening, all sorts of illegal mayhem is happening right at the border. This is open season at our southern border, bro. But these people act like you don't know that they know better. Take a look at the hypocrisy.
The bill before us will certainly do some good. It will authorize some badly needed funding for better fences and better security along our borders. The fence is now basically complete. Maybe they'll need a moat. Maybe they want alligators in the moat.
Secure our borders with technology, personnel, physical barriers if necessary in some places.
We will not build a wall. Instead, we will build an economy where everyone who wants a good job can get one.
I voted for a fence. I voted, unlike most Democrats, and some of you won't like it, I voted for 700-mile fence. And let me tell you something, folks. People are driving across that border with tons, hear me, tons of everything from byproducts from methamphetamine to cocaine to heroin. It's all coming up through corrupt Mexico.
And the impulse is to hunker down, shut the gates, build walls, exit at this moment is precisely the wrong answer.
Former presidents have said to him that they wish that they had built a wall. Do you recall President Obama ever saying that?
Come on.
Construction of a 630-mile border fence create a significant barrier to illegal immigration on our southern land border. All along, the president's saying, well, I'll do DACA and Dreamers in return for the wall. He's got it. President Trump, if you want to open the government, you must abandon the wall.
Yeah, so don't believe these people when they get out here and tell you that they created a bill, a bipartisan bill, that the Republicans are supposed to sign on to, that has Ukraine funding attached to it, endless war spending attached to it, single subject spending bills. Guys, don't forget that. That's what we need to be doing. We need to have single subject, the border on one bill. Everybody unanimously should vote on border protection. Another bill. The reason why they tie them all together is because they want funding, okay? The government wants to get funded using your taxpayers. They want to keep your taxpayers' dollars and they want to send it to Ukraine, but they get to pocket a lot of that money. You understand? This bill gets signed, we're screwed, okay? So don't let them trick you into saying, oh, well, the Republicans didn't want to sign it. They didn't want to do it. They could have secured the border, but they didn't under Biden. He tried it. No, they're not. They're trying to steal your money even more, because once these people are out of office, which they will be out of office, they'll still be spending your taxpayer dollars. So don't fall for it. Okay? They know we need a border wall. It's a no-brainer. But they're so desperate for money. They've got to have it. So Trump's plan for the border wall was nothing new. Take a look at what he said years ago.
The unprecedented surge of illegal migrants from Central America is harming both Mexico and the United States, and I believe the steps we will take, starting right now, will improve the safety in both of our countries. Going to be very, very good for Mexico. A nation without borders is not a nation.
Well, unfortunately, it's got to get very bad before people realize that they have to change this. That's the thing about the United States. I mean, I think that it's that way in a lot of countries. It's got to get pretty bad before the people stand up and realize that the government's out of control, that they're tyrannical. How bad does it have to get? I mean, we just have to wait and find out, right? But I think we're going to change the culture with our voices, making our voices heard. Now, what can you do? What can you do about illegal immigration? You might be a person watching this video and say, what can I do? You know, what you can do, and it might sound like it's difficult, but it's not. Do a quick Google search, your local representatives, and just call and complain about it. Say something about it. This will make them think twice about, trust me, guys, I've done this many times. I call my local representative a lot, okay? I'm pretty sure they know who I am. They don't always call back. I call different states about different things that I want to make my voice heard about. And it's a very simple thing that we can do. You know, if you told me that when I was 21, 22, yeah, I probably wouldn't care. But guys, this is an information age. We have a lot of exposure to information. And it's very easy to find the truth. It's not, it's not that hard like it used to be. So use your tools, man. You got a phone in your hand. You got access to the internet. Use it for something good. It's only going to make your future better. All right. Us older people, man, we've gotten it. We've got it kind of figured out. All right. We see where the damage has been done. And we're bouncing back. But you young folks, man, you better get it right now so you don't have this hardship, all right, that we had to go through. So we're just warning you, and this is a fair warning. Don't let illegal immigration take your country. Moving on to the Fani Willis trial. Have you been keeping up? I've been keeping an eye on it. This is a prime example of what happens in liberal cities where people get positions of power. People of black and brown, they get positions of power and abuse them. It ain't got nothing to do with skin color. It's got everything to do with culture. It's got everything to do with what you believe. It's got everything to do with how you were raised, the environment that you're in. Georgia is a red state. Fulton County, this is the only blue city in the entire state, a blue county. It's the only one. They're the ones tearing Georgia up, okay? They're making it bad for the entire Georgia. So what happens when you can race hustle, man, and you can use your race as a weapon? It's very dangerous, folks. Don't fall victim. Don't be one of those people using your skin color because you can get stuff done because you're black. You can't. It's going to backfire every time.
Throw out some numbers to you, and I'd love to get your reaction to. According to Fulton County Court Administration, through a public records request, there were about 1,232 individuals at the jail as of August of this year who had not been indicted. Commissioner Ellis just 2 days ago talked about the unindicted at the jail, and he referenced 521 inmates at the jail that have been there more than 90 days who are unindicted. 60 of them have been there more than a year. And he said, quote, "If that's not pretty disturbing data, I don't know what is." What's your reaction to that?
That Commissioner Ellis is not a supporter of criminal justice, is ignorant, doesn't know what he's talking about most days, and is just not really trying to make himself informed of the issues or the progress. That would be my reaction to that statement. People have to be realistic about what was here when we arrived, what the crime rates were just post-pandemic, and then realistic about the resources it will take to deal with the issues.
It only takes place in third world countries. This has never happened in our country before. And the local DAs are part of it, and the attorney generals are all a part of it. You saw what happened in Atlanta with Fani, F-A-N-I, Fani. How do you pronounce F-A-N-I, Fani? They interviewed her a year before. "I would never have an affair with anybody in my office." Well, she had an affair.
You would think these people learn their lesson, but they don't. No matter how bad they get spanked, they keep coming back for more. What's next? I don't even want to think about it. But you get your ass whipped Okay, Fani, that's what's happening.
Well, Jim, this is an undeniable setback for the district attorney. Not the entire indictment, but 6 of the 40 counts have now been dismissed. And here's why it's important to understand. Georgia state law has this sort of unusual law that says it's a crime to solicit, to ask a public official to violate his official oath of office. And as Nick just laid out, there are 6 counts in this indictment that say Donald Trump and other defendants asked various members of the Georgia Senate and the Georgia legislature and the Georgia Secretary of State, other public officials, to violate their oaths to the Constitution by essentially swinging the election. But what the judge says here is, you prosecutors, you have to say what part of the Constitution. The judge says there are hundreds of provisions in the U.S. Constitution and in the Georgia state Constitution. And the purpose of an indictment is to give defendants notice so they know what they're defending against. And you can't just say, well, you tried to violate the Constitution. The judge says what you have to say is what specific provisions of the Constitution, what specific sections of the Constitution. That's not in the indictment. Therefore, the judge says those charges are legally unfounded and now they're dismissed.
This is just one more example of something that is not thought through and is primarily put forward for political consumption.
All right, thank you guys for joining my channel. I appreciate it. Until next time, this is Andre, and yep, I said it. Please go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And until next time, guys, we love you. Stay safe.